We're going to have a little more interactive sermon than we usually have. I want to start by talking about fractals. You guys know what a fractal is? So fascinating. It's defined as each part having the same character as the whole. This magnificent, scalable, repeatable, intrinsically the same design. A fractal. Does anybody have an example of a fractal? Seashell, like an abalone shell that has a spiral, and then you can see that same design in a galaxy in outer space. Anybody else have an example?
Prism.
A prism? Not sure on that one, sorry. I'm not an expert, but I have a couple others I can think of. One is a pine cone. A pine cone looks like a pine tree, right? There's this kind of design that's intrinsic to it, regardless of scale. And then another example that I had was like a river, the way that certain things sort of blend out, so you can see that same pattern in a sand dune, the way the wind blows it, or even in the way the stars might spread out from a galaxy. I think of fractals right now because I also know that if you take God and put it backward, you get dog. And isn't that kind of interesting? I mean, I'm not trying to say that God is a fractal of my dog because that would be heretical and ridiculous. However, I think there is a design pattern here between the creatures around us and the Creator that made them. We as Christians totally understand this because there's a sense in which Jesus is a fractal of God. There's a design pattern in the person of Jesus and in holy people together that reflects the nature of God. So I want to just spend a second with you thinking about, and I'm very sorry for the cat lovers in the room because I'm going to be discriminating against this one particular, but I'm also discriminating against all Job's list of the donkeys and the ostrich and all of these magnificent creatures that also have the design pattern of their Creator. I just want to think for a second with you about dogs. So 3 qualities of a dog that I can think of, and one is fun. My dog is, hopefully he's not going to do anything right in front of you now. He's coughing. How is your dog fun? How is your animal fun? Somebody want to say? Yeah, tell us. How's your dog or your pet fun? It plays all the time, right? Have you all seen a dog that gets into that play mode where it puts its front legs down and it wags its tail and it's ready to play? Do you know in yoga, which is a prayer originated as a spiritual practice, they have a prayer posture that's downward dog. It's a way of incorporating the body into prayer through yoga. But dogs definitely are very playful. Any other examples of how a dog is fun? Yeah, Angela. Sometimes they smile. You ever seen those videos? I wish our dogs smiled where they put their lips up. It's so cute. You know, when your dog is having fun, it almost always makes you have fun, right? When your animal is having fun, it makes you have fun. And the dog keeps us from taking ourselves too seriously. If you've ever walked your dog and your dog decides it's time to do its business, that is a time of great humility for the human, wouldn't you agree? That's good for us. That's good for us to not take ourselves so seriously. Another quality about a dog is their faithfulness. The most popular dog name for so long was Fido, right? I haven't heard anybody's dog named Fido lately, but for a long time, Fido was a name for a dog. Faithful, a faithful dog. Anybody have an example of how your dog has been faithful to you or been your friend? Yeah. Yeah. It's so great, isn't it, Rich? You come home, that dog, man, it's like they haven't seen you in 20 years. They're just wiggling and happy. Yes, Ed.
When I had my surgery, my cat didn't leave my side.
Yes. Cats are this way too. They're happy to see us, and it didn't leave your side. Your cat was just faithful to you while you were healing. Yes. Anybody else? I saw a hand, but I missed it. Faithfulness in a dog. Deb, or cat in a pet. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So your dog really has an intuition about your own emotional state. And your pets, all of them are like that, with whether you need support and healing. And I want to name a couple things. First off, I really believe Jesus was fun. Our Bible didn't go really into how fun Jesus was, but there are a few moments when you read them and you laugh, some of the stories of Jesus. There is a sense in which, have you ever been with anybody that you really loved where you didn't have fun with them? I can't even think of an example. I think it's so implicitly a part of being human and being together and bonding, just like it is for dogs to have fun together, for us also to have fun together. And that the presence of God, the God who created an ostrich is a fun God. The God who created those funny little caterpillars that move around so cute is a fun God, a God who wants us to laugh and be inspired and to stop and get over ourselves and see the amazing world around us. And God who is so faithful to us, representing to us in the love of a pet, just a tiny, tiny sliver of the faithfulness of God, who knows our mood, who knows our needs. That's who we celebrate. In micro, in our creatures around us, in magnificence in God. And the final one is forgiveness. When I was coming up, we had 2 dogs, and you know, dogs have changed. It's become a culture almost like dogs are your babies now. You know, like people really love their dogs, which is great. But we also can almost make them into little humans. When I was coming up, dogs were not little humans. They were dogs. And when they did a bad thing, it was no. I grew up where you hit dogs because when they were bad, you punished them just like we used to get spanked. So you spanked your dog. And do you know, every time I spanked my dog, swatted it, hurt it, my dog still loved me. My dog forgave me for that. I think we've moved past realizing that spanking a dog doesn't work, that dogs do much better with reward and love, and so do people. But the forgiveness of dogs is a beautiful thing. You know, even under abuse, even when they've been wounded, maybe not by us, but previous owners, they give back love. They heal and they forgive. What a beautiful example of the love of God for us. God in Jesus, the sort of fractal of God, if you want to put it that way. Jesus in human flesh showing us what God looks like and epitomizing when the very worst was done to him, that he loved and forgave us. So I thank God for pets. I thank God for each way that the creatures around us point to the divine, point to the Creator. And may we also, being creatures, remember that that is our gift and privilege as well, to show forth fun and joy and smiles and graciousness to the world, that we would be faithful to the values that we hold, including the power of love to heal. And may we forgive, because it is a sign and symbol of the very nature of God. Amen.